Hello there. My name is Craig Hain, and my students call me Dr. Dell. And I want to tell you on this video about how you can learn practical algebra and geometry and trigonometry in about one semester, maybe less. And you'll be able to do it very, very cost effectively as you're going to learn, maybe for as little as $17, believe it or not. Now, I have a PhD in mathematics, and I've been teaching mathematics for many years at all levels. In fact, most recently, I was teaching the advanced math at Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology in Terre Haute, but I've also taught at at high schools and also other schools like Indiana University, DePaul, and so on. Now, what I want to do, and the whole purpose of this, is to help improve the lives of people that would like to go into some technical subject, either as a hobby or maybe as a career or a job. Maybe it's the military, maybe it's going to a tech school, maybe it's going into an apprentice program. It's going to work in some technical job because there's literally hundreds of thousands of these jobs today. As our economy is growing, there's more and more technical jobs. And I don't mean science and engineering now. I have training for that too, but that's much deeper, and you can get it if you want to go that route. But I'm talking about practical, down to earth. And this is also particularly good for people that didn't like math, that have had a bad experience with math. Oh my God, math is horrible. I don't like math. I've had this training, and I don't blame you. In fact, I've written a book recently called How and Why Public School Math is Destroying the USA. This is a book I wrote recently. It's controversial probably, but it's true, and I can defend it. But that's not what this is about. I want to tell you now about this program. Now, you can go and look at my website, craighane.com, CRAIGHANE.com, and you'll learn all about me, and I'll show you that in a moment. But there's all sorts of things you're going to learn now in practical geometry and trig. You're going to learn how long is something, what is the area of something, what is the volume, spheres, anything that's physical that you run into. And in particular, you got to learn about angles. That's why you need trigonometry. With algebra and geometry, you can do an awful lot. You can compute a lot of areas, a lot of volumes, a lot of lengths, but you also need to be able to deal with angles. That's very important. And for that, you need what's called trigonometry. And I'm going to show you in a moment the syllabus of what you'll be learning. You're going to be amazed by it. But what I like to do with people, that if they think they know practical math, I give them a one question quiz. And in fact, if I'm dealing with somebody that's kind of a wise guy and I want to have fun with them, I say, well, let's have a little contest. Let's play a game together. And here's what I do. The most important thing you can have, probably, of all the things, is a triangle. Because they're solid. They're a solid polygon, and they're everywhere. And so you need to know everything about triangles. Whatever you're given information, you got to calculate other things. So a triangle is a very important thing. So what I do is I say, I let them pick out three numbers. And I just did an example, 6.1, 11.7, and 14.8. Now that can be inches, feet, centimeters, miles, it doesn't matter. Units of length. And so now remember, each side has to be less than the sum of the other two. So when I did this, I had 6.1, then 11.7, that's longer. I had to do something less than about 17. So I did grab 14.8. It's arbitrary. Let them pick it out. Then what you do is you say, now, let's take our calculator, use whatever scientific calculator you want to use. I use the TI-30XA because it's easy. It's $10. I don't care if I lose it or drop it in the 12, whatever. And let's do this. Now, I'm going to demonstrate to you how fast you'll be able to do this. Now, I'm an old guy. I'm slow, and I make a lot of mistakes. So I often have to do it more than once to be sure I got it right. So now I'm going to show you how I am going to do this problem, and you're going to learn to do it if you go through my program. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not teaching how to do it. I'm just demonstrating to you that I can do it. And so now I'm going to do it. And I'm just in the process of doing it. Da, 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 da. I hope I didn't make a mistake. And now what I got here is I got the angle at the top, 108.4 degrees. That's the first thing I've calculated, is that angle at the top. And now I'm going to go ahead and take that, what I've done, and use that then to calculate the area. And if I didn't make a mistake, 33.9, well, I'm going to fix the decimal to just one place, which I teach you how to do that, by the way. And that's units squared. So now what I've done so far, and you saw how fast I did it. There's the upper angle and there's the area. Now I could have made a mistake. I often make mistakes. So I always check my work, try to do it a separate way, a different way. So now I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to use a different angle, obviously, and then see if I get the same result. Whoops. I turned the calculator on. Didn't have it on. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got an error. So now I'm going to do it again. And I could redo this video so that I didn't get an error, but I'm just showing you how it works. You can easily get an error. So I did it and I got an error that I realized that I'd done something wrong. And now, according to my calculator, this angle down here is 23 degrees. And now that I know that, I'm going to go ahead and calculate the area. If there's any justice in the world, I'll get the right answer. And sure enough, fix the decimal place to 1. 33.9, I got it again, 33.9. So now I have calculated both the area and then the other angle. I just subtract these two from 180 and I got the other one. So I did it twice. Now that's how fast you can do it. Now I did that for you because I want you to understand how terrific this is. There aren't very many people out there in the world today that could solve this problem that I just gave you. Give them 3 sides and calculate the 2 areas, and I mean the 2 angles, well, all 3 angles, and the area. You'll be able to do it quick and easy. You saw how I did it. I made a mistake, and that slowed me down, so it took me a little bit longer. But that I didn't. I'm not redoing the video to get rid of the mistake because I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. That's why you always check your work. Now the question is, how the heck, what is this all about? How are you going to do this? So I'm going to share the screen with you. Now, what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to take you to my website, CraigHain.com. I told you about CraigHain.com. That's me, Craig Hain, Dr. Hain. I have a PhD in mathematics, as I told you already. I've taught math for many, many years at all levels, high school and college. And if you go to my website, what's going to happen is the first thing you have to do is you've got to learn how to use a calculator. And so I'm actually going to give you that as a gift. But to show you what we're doing here, I'm going to go down and I'm going to download the PDF of the 6-tier program I have, and I'm teaching you the first 2 tiers. Now, my program goes way beyond that. This is for science and engineers when you get into tiers 4, 5, and 6. But this is for practical people. So what's going to happen is I want to show you the tiers. And the first tier is how to master the calculator. And there's 16 lessons to learn how to use the keys. Now, this calculator is fabulous. It costs about $10. And if you'd have had this 100 years ago, or let's say even less than that, during the Manhattan Project in the 40s, and you'd have been the only one that had one, this would have been worth $1 million. because you can do things with this with arithmetic that you can't do manually, even with slide rules and log tables and trig tables and all that. This is fantastic, and it's so fast. And you saw me. I did a pretty complicated problem, and I made a mistake, and I redid it, and bingo, I got it. That's what this calculator. I couldn't have done that problem I just did manually. My golly, it would have taken me an hour manually to do it. And I'd had to use trig tables, and oh, it's just awful. The calculator is wonderful. So that's the first thing. And then I also teach you pre-algebras. It should be a review of things you know, but it's the rules of arithmetic. That's what I call tier one. And by the way, I'm going to give that to you. Believe it or not, I'm going to give it to you, and I'll show you in a moment. Now, what about practical algebra and geometry and trig? Once you've learned the calculator, you've mastered it. Here's algebra, 10 lessons. Have you ever heard of an algebra course with only 10 lessons? Well, this is what you need. If you're going to technical school, you're going to an apprentice program, you're going to the military, you're going into any technical subject, this is the algebra you need. You don't need a lot of the nonsense they teach in most algebra courses where they teach all kinds of stuff you'll never use, both obsolete manual tools and theory you don't need. Then geometry is 19 lessons. Now, this is all about how long is something, what is the area, what is the volume? And you use algebra and geometry together to do all that. And that's fabulous. And you're going to learn all about that. You're going to be amazed by it, how easy it is to do. The problem you have with algebra and geometry, they don't deal with angles very well. A few special angles, but general angles, no. So you need this thing called trigonometry. A lot of people are scared to death of trigonometry. It's a big name. Oh my golly. Well, trigonometry, when it's taught in its deepest form for science and engineering, is quite challenging. Although today it's much easier with a modern tool. That's another story. But practical trig is very, very easy. There's only 7 lessons. And then you can do what I did. And I use trig, by the way, to do the problem I just did. I couldn't have done it without trigonometry. The truth of the matter is I use the generalized Pythagorean theorem to do the problem I just did. It's called the law of cosines also. I prefer the name generalized Pythagorean theorem. Okay, that is what you're getting in practical math. Now, what's going to happen is, what you're going to do is you go to my website, and down right near the top, I'm talking about giving you a free gift, and it says click to get your free gift. And if you click on it, bingo. Empower any, I say teenage, it can be any age student, any student to succeed with math with this special $97 gift. We've sold this program to hundreds of people for $97. And today, because of technology, I can actually give it to you. So you're going to get it for free. Master the calculator. Now, if you didn't like math in the past, if you struggle with math, if you think math, you don't like math, this you need. This is perfect to get started. I don't care who you are, what age you are. Well, post-elementary, I assume you know the basic number system, and away you go. Now, it's 26 lessons, like I told you, and every lesson, by the way, now comes with a tutorial video off of Amazon Web Services. Me, I'm your tutor, and you can use it. You can pause it, back it up, rewatch it. It also comes with a set of notes and a set of exercises. And people absolutely love it. Now, let me just show you. I'll tell you about the notes and the exercise in a moment, but you'll be given a free PDF copy of them. But I'll show you how I have a wonderful printer now to print them for pretty cheap. So you could buy a printed copy, or you can print them out yourself. Normally $97. We sold this for years and years. And we have testimonials from parents. There's like a whole bunch of testimonials. And then once you've mastered the calculator, now what good is a calculator by itself? Well, it lets you do all the arithmetic you'll ever need to do, but now you can apply it to learn the algebra, geometry, and trig. And you click on this link down here where it says triadmathinc.com practical math, and that will take you to this website. And now this says upgrade your students' math skills. Whoever you are, believe me, you'll be upgrading them. You'll be able to do the problem I just did, algebra, geometry, and trig. There's a syllabus, which I've already showed you. I got some videos that talk about and explain it, a testimonial, and you can get it for $97. We're also going to have a plan where you can pay for it in 6 payments of $17. I do believe we're going to have that plan. And so you can buy it for $17 times 6. for 6 months. And what you can do, obviously, is you can buy it. And if you go through the program real fast and you're done and you don't want it anymore, you can just stop paying and it'll be canceled and that's it. Very few people do that. Most people pay $97 because then you got as long as you want it and there's no time on it. Now, this is something that is just a phenomenal thing. And the last thing I'm going to tell you about, because technology is fantastic, notes and exercises come. Every tutorial lesson has a set of notes that I'm talking about in the video, the tutorial video, so you don't have to take notes, has exercises, and that's where you really learn it. You learn by doing. And I teach you what to do, and then you do it. And if you forget, you go back and watch the video again, back and forth. Then you got it. Then I give you a quiz to be sure you know it, and then you move to the next lesson. Now, the notes and exercises for Tier 1 are about 160 pages, and you get a PDF, print them out. I found a printer now that'll print them for you. Tier 1 notes and exercises. All of them, there it is. Here's the notes and exercises, about 100 and, what did I say, 160 pages. And you can buy them from my printer for $5.99. I couldn't believe it. I just found this out about a year ago. Guess who the printer is? Amazon. So you order it, $5.99. 2 days later, you got it. Now, Tier 2 is Algebra, Geometry, and Trig. It's a little thicker. It's a 230 pages. And you can also buy a printed copy of that from Amazon. I give you a PDF. You can print them out yourself. You don't need to buy anything, but you could buy it from Amazon, $7.99. Can you believe how cheap that is? What it is, they got a way of doing it. You order it, they print it after you order it. They're not already printed, and then they send it to you. And if you got Amazon Prime, they'll ship it and handling, just sales tax or whatever state you're in. Absolutely amazing. And so that's what I want to tell you about in this video. Today, we need to train our students today on practical math that they can go out and get a job or go to the military and really get started. We don't do that in our schools. And I wrote this book called How and Why Public School Math is Destroying the USA. And I'm going to give you, by the way, a free PDF copy of this too when you get the program. In fact, I'm going to give you a free PDF copy of 2 or 3 other books. You're going to get a lot of other free videos too. But the big, now you can buy this at Amazon for $4.80. That's the minimum price they'd let me charge for it. It's over 160 pages, 8.5 by 6 by 9. Beautiful book. I love it. $4.80. That's Amazon. That's modern technology. So you need to bring yourself up to date. You need to take this program. And most students take about a semester to go through it. And if you're slow or you don't want to study real hard and intensely, take a year to go through it. Take 2 years to go through it. You buy it for $97, you've got it permanently for you. Not for anybody else, but for you, permanently, $97. $17 a month for 6 months, you've paid for it. Still yours permanently. But let's say you go through it in 2 months. You say, well, I'm through it. I know it. I don't need it anymore. Well, stop payment. And you got it for $34. Heck, if you do it in 1 month, you get it for $17, and you might. In fact, I would love to see somebody do that. You're getting this for free, so go through it first, and then go buy the practical math. Maybe you can do it. I would love it. In fact, I would congratulate you, and I'd even like to meet you. I don't maybe have a Zoom meeting with you, because anybody that can go through that in 1 month, and by the way, it can be done in a month if you really study intensely. And if you can learn quick and so on. But anybody can learn this. I've got all kinds of students that have been through this program, and I've had students that hate math, they fail at math, they don't like math, and they love it now. They enjoy it. They can do it. It's all about pedagogy, which I explain in my other book, the kind of pedagogy you really have to use to teach math properly. And they can't do it in the schools. They can't do the right pedagogy, but worse than that, they don't have the right content. That's just the bottom line of it. That's the way it is. And if you, by the way, know somebody that wants to have a podcast and interview me and talk about this book and what we've got and the free program I'm giving out, I'd be delighted to be a guest on a podcast or any kind of an interview like that you want to do. My mission, quite frankly, as you can tell, I've been around a long time, pretty old guy. And my mission is to help improve the world by training as many people as we can, the math they need, not just what we want for some unreal test, the real math they need so they can go out and pursue a career. There's no reason today, if you like technical things, of any kind of technical subject, there's no reason why you should be making $40, $50, $60 an hour. Forget this minimum wage nonsense at $15 an hour. Nobody can live, well, you can live on it, I suppose, but certainly not raise a family on it. But today, there's so many jobs out there that are high paying jobs, but they can't get people that can learn what they need, the technical stuff, because they don't have the math background. It's almost like being literate. If you can't read and write, well, then you can't read instructions, and it's very hard then to get a job. Well, practical math is being matherate. That means that you know enough math to do the technical things, and that's what this is all about. That's what I'm doing this for. And so I strongly urge you to go to my website, get the free program, get started, and then I wish you to have a wonderful, successful life and career. And I really believe that you can. So this is Craig Hain. My students call me Dr. Dell, and I will hopefully see you, at least indirectly, through some of my corporate training. And who knows, we might have a reason to get together and have a Zoom meeting. I have 2 or 3 Zoom meetings a day with different people about different things. I love to talk about all sorts of things. And so if you want to have a Zoom meeting with me, contact me. My contact information at the bottom of my webpage, my phone number and my email address. So you can easily contact me. I hate it when people do something and then I don't know how to get a hold of them. Well, I'm right there. You can get a hold of me. I live in the Midwest in Indiana, kind of in the woods in a bungalow. I'm an old timer. I've been all over the world and I've done everything I want to do. And so now I'm just really having a good time. And thank God for Zoom and to communicate and the internet and all the things and all the other technology. My God, I can't believe how great they are. I'll see you another time. You take care. Bye-bye.